bring nothing to the spiritual path. For whatever you bring, and by bring I mean expectations, hopes, desires, thoughts of a better life, thoughts of a more loving life, thoughts of a more peaceful life. Whatever you bring to the spiritual path may well be challenged, and the expectations that you have and the hopes that you have may well be shattered. In many ways, I would say, bring nothing of your expectations to the spiritual path. Don't lay any conditions on it. Those conditions can so easily become prisons, the very limitations that you're seeking to go beyond. If you bring a certain set of conditions, well, I expect it to be like this, and I want it to be like that. I want it to improve the way I feel about myself in the world, my view of the world, my capacity to meet the world in a certain improved way. It'll end up being a box that you carry around on your spiritual path. Because certainly in my experience, the spiritual path is a demanding path that takes the conditions that you place upon it and points them back at you, mirrors them back at you, and invites you to throw those away as well. In the previous video where I talked about spirituality leaving you empty, it wasn't the full picture, wasn't the whole picture. It was part of the picture. That emptiness speaks to the mind, and the mind says, oh, not this emptiness. This is a terrible thing. But look deeper and deeper and deeper. Bring nothing to the spiritual path. Bring only your willingness to enter the unknown and yield what no longer serves you. That's the nature of the spiritual path. It brings you to that again and again and again. It asks the question, who are you? Who are you really? Beyond your preferences, beyond the conditions that you place upon yourself, others, and life. What is at the core? What is at the center? What is it that you've built yourself on? What are the foundations? What is the scaffolding upon which you stand? Never mind about improving yourself. What is the self? What is it built on? What is the architecture of the self? What are these bags of emotions that you carry? And why do they so dominate your life? What are the thoughts that you think? And why do they so shape your experience of reality? And where do they come from? Whose thoughts are they really? Have you chosen them? The spiritual path asks us all sorts of questions like that. And the deeper we go into it, the more existential, the more demanding the questions become. This is not a problem, but it's a challenge. Because if you're holding on to some idea, or if you're holding on to some vestige of yourself that you want to keep on the spiritual path, then it's going to find that. It's going to find that tightness. It's going to find that tight knot. And it's going to say, well, what about this one? What about this? And you'll say, yes, but I hold this dear to me. This is my most precious thought, feeling, or idea, or belief, or condition. And I will not yield that, because I want life to be the way that I want it to be. So there you are. That's where you'll stay, and that's where you'll stay stuck. I want life to be the way I want it to be. And that's okay on the personality level. You can run with that for as long as you like on the level of the personal self. because we do shape our reality in many different ways. But as soon as some of the veneer or illusion starts to tremble and shake, then other things are asked of you. Never mind about how you want your life to be. How is your life? What is your life? What does this mean, my life? Whose life? The life of the imagination? The life of the personal self, filled with its preferences and demands and ideas and wounds and brokenness? What is this personal life? So it keeps you going, it keeps going, until by and by maybe a deeper equanimity comes. Not without pain, not without some heartbreak, not without the shattering of some of the precious illusions that we've carried, not without all of those being met. That's why I say the spiritual path is ruthless. And depending on, how far you are prepared to go in a way. And it's not for the faint-hearted. It's for the ones who haven't, in many ways, got anywhere else to go, because they've run out of options on the level of the illusion or the worldly matters. You run out of the worldly matters. The worldly experience no longer really satisfies the existential pull. Something deeper is called for. And if that is the case, and if that's the case for you, that the world and all its shiny things and its offerings no longer satisfies the existential burning or itch or pain or longing within you, then you have to honour that. You have to honour that and enter that deep, mysterious, challenging world that is an untangling, an undoing, an unraveling of everything that you've become.